We've had a really interesting year in the market so far. We completed a bear market in February, and we've got on to what we've called a stealth bull market, really since the low in February of this year, with the market up over some 30%. What are your thoughts on the market, the small cap market today?
This is a really important point. We did have a major correction from June of last year through February, a big correction, 25% plus. This is one of the, top 10 corrections over the last 25, 30 years. And I don't recall a single commentary in the major press about small caps doing that poorly for that period of time. It certainly affected us. It affected our 15 performance. But there was a shift starting in the mid-year from growth, which had been straight up for 6 years, to less emphasis on that. Biotechs had a bubble, and certainly this year, with a very strong emphasis in the first quarter, the leadership has shifted to value. And this is the most important thing. So in addition to having probably a much longer run ahead of us, 30% is probably not going to be the extent of this bull market in small caps. I think it'll be closer to 80 to 100% before we have a big correction. But value will lead the way.
So going into the end of the year, there's a lot of noise in the market right now between the Fed and the election and things. How should an investor look at the remainder of 2016?
The investor should stop reading the headlines because there will be nothing that will make a lot of sense in the very short term. We're going to fight about rates increases until the last second here, and we're certainly fighting every day of the week about the election.
One of the more interesting questions we're getting from investors these days is, can this transition to value continue? Growth had a fantastic performance in the third quarter. What are your thoughts on that? Can value continue to outperform?
I absolutely believe this is a long, multi-year phenomena. History backs that up. What happened after the internet button? We had 6, 7 years of value performance. I think a very similar is happening. It's always going to be a tug of war. It's never going to be straight line. But I think value is absolutely going to lead things. Now, value is displayed in lots of different ways, but predominantly this will not be a high growth market, and it will be a value type of market. Another reason, it's probably a lower return market. Lower return markets are good for value investors, good for active managers.